Today, I'm very excited to have with me Rick Silva, who is the creator of the One Referral Away Referral Marketing course. Rick helps realtors, mortgage professionals, insurance agents, financial planners, and entrepreneurs earn more referrals without cold calling and chasing leads. Rick is one of the nation's foremost experts on business networking and referral generation. He has given numerous presentations to thousands of people, including speeches at Stanford University and sharing the stage with Les Brown at the Millionaire Marketing Seminar. Good morning, Rick. How are you doing today?
That sounded good. Thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah.
I have a big smile on my face. That sounds cool.
It's my pleasure. So, Rick, I was looking at your website and it says you are just one referral away from never cold calling again. So, can you please share with the listeners what made you design this course?
Yeah. So, Ajay, thanks again for having me on. I'm very excited. So, without going too far back in my life, over just going back the last 18 years of teaching networking, facilitating about 1,400 referral groups, having well over, and I say this slowly, well over 6,000 one-on-one coffee meetings.
Wow.
Meeting people, they don't have an understanding generally of what a lead is or what a referral is, what marketing is, what networking is. And then hearing a lot of people, hey, I go on these appointments, I get stood up, or people are constantly asking me for discounts, or right before they go to sign on the dotted line, they say, hey, I'd like a piece of your commission. Mm-hmm. And I hear this over and over and over, or I'm not making enough money. I don't have enough referrals. I don't know what to do. I know how to do my job. A lot of people, Ajay, have left corporate America, you and I included.
Mm-hmm.
And then we know what to do for our career, but no one taught us how to get business. And you think you just run a couple ads and that's it. And I felt a need to help people because a lot of people feel helpless. They don't know how to build business, or they're spending $5,000 a month on leads and they're chasing their tail, and their close rate is 1 in 10, where my close rate in my real estate business is 9.5 out of 10. And it's because people don't know the difference between a lead and a referral. That's the short answer. And I was on a quest to help people and pray that they will work with more referrals and less leads. That's why.
Oh, this is really very interesting. And Rick, if we want to sell our products or services to more people and more often at a higher price, we'll have to market effectively our products and services. So what do you think is the most cost-effective and efficient way to market?
Thank you. I'm going to answer that by asking you a question first. Can we use, let's say, you pick an industry that we can give an example on real quick. Something in one of the groups.
Let's go with a realtor.
Okay, perfect. Here's the biggest challenge. So I'm thinking about your question. We have to market more effectively. What's the most cost-effective and efficient way to market? The answer is to not market. And so what I'd like to first do, and this is the biggest thing to explain to everyone listening, it's called referral marketing because that's a term that a salesperson and a marketer develop. Networking and marketing don't exist in the same conversation. So let me explain. Marketing, whether it's websites, any kind of SEO or PPC, Facebook ads, TikTok, Twitter, whatever other website, including websites and videos and print ads, anything you're paying for to generate quote unquote leads, that's marketing. It's an interface between something on the internet or on a piece of paper that catches someone's eye to pick up the phone or email you. That's lead generating. Okay. Networking is the polar opposite of that. Networking is a human interaction where if I'm a real estate agent, I'm going to meet with a mortgage lender. And I'm going to teach the mortgage lender or the financial planner or the estate planning attorney what I do. I'm going to give them a form. And if they have someone who's interested in buying a home, they're going to fill that form out. The person's 33 years old. I just qualified them for $600,000. They live in this area. They're looking for a 2 or 3 bedroom. They have 2 kids. When they fill that form out about their client, so a mortgage lender is talking to their client, getting them pre-approved, and that person says, I need a real estate agent. When I get a phone call from the mortgage lender who's referring his client to me, trusted advisor referring a client to me, That's networking. So marketing is to generate leads. Networking is to generate referrals. Leads and referrals don't exist in the same conversation. So marketing and networking don't. And also, I use the term referral marketing because it's so highly searched on the internet, and I'd like to be, found in my videos. You cannot. It's impossible. There's no way to market for referrals. You market for leads. You network for referrals. So the most cost-effective way is to have coffee meetings with people, learn about their business, figure out how you can send them business, and teach them how to send you business. That's it. And then your close rate goes through the roof, Ajay. When you're running an ad on Facebook and 500 people reach out and you close 3. But if a mortgage lender sends you their client and says they're ready to go, how could you not close 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 unless you screw up?
Right.
That's the shortest answer I could give you. It's really about a 10-hour answer.
No, but this is very good, and it makes perfect sense. So effectively, what you are saying is when we are marketing, we are just throwing the net and trying to get whatever we can get. However, if we want qualified people who are really, first of all, even if we talk about leads, they are if we talk about warm leads, hot leads, cold leads, if anything that is coming from a referral network, that's hot automatically, because that's hot. Yes. That's the person looking for.
Correct. And if it's done properly, so a lot of people say, well, I get my business from past clients and I get referrals. And then when I sit down with them, the referral was the next, they went knocking on doors, and somebody said, yeah, I think my brother's looking to buy your cell. You call him on the phone and it's either going to be, who told you to call me? Why are you calling me? Leave me alone. Or it's possible. And then Ajay, guess what they do? They meet with the person. They spend 2 hours with them. And the last words out of their mouth, it's something like, and oh, by the way, I'm only going to pay 1%. Or but I want to live in this area. And it's, I don't service that area. I'm going to have to refer you out. You spent 2 hours that you didn't pre-qualify properly, or you go and show a bunch of homes and, oh yeah, we're just going to stay where you get played, and all these things that happen. So pre-screening is important. So I have a form that I teach my referral partners how to fill out top to bottom. And if it's not filled out properly, then I don't make contact. It sounds weird, but if you say this person's interested and I don't get a form filled out, I don't call them because I don't contact leads. And people go, are you insane? Well, my close in real estate and mortgage, the appointments sometimes take 2, 3, 4 hours. And if I'm pre-screening them, I'm only meeting people that are fully qualified. Then I can work, 15, 18, 20 hours a week and make 6, 7, 800,000 a year, where there's some who work 80 hours a week and make, not a lot. The one thing, Ajay, and we'll move on to the next question, is the 80-20 rule. 80% of your money is made from the top 20% of your clients. 80% of your time is wasted by the bottom 20%. Most people I meet in real estate, financial planners, those types, 80% of their time is wasted on these, pardon my French, caca leads. They're chasing people around. They're begging them, asking if they want to buy. No, if you have a referral-based practice, people are chasing you. You're not chasing people. I'll stop there.
Right. No, it's very good. You are, opening up the thought process, like how to think when it comes to how business owners are marketing.
Yeah.
And so if we look at any industry or a geographical area, we will always find there are some businesses that are thriving, and there are many that are struggling. And the ones that struggle, is it because they don't realize the importance of referral generation? Or even if they do realize its importance, they simply don't know how to do it?
Yeah. Wow. So the answer to the first part is, unfortunately, I answered it in the last question. It's the 80-20 rule. Everything's based on 80-20. So the reason why many thrive, or few thrive, many struggle and few thrive. Right? Many struggle and few thrive. And even if you look at that, it's 80-20. 80% of the business, 80% of the businesses, 20% of the businesses make 80% of the money, and 80% of the businesses make 20% of the money. So number one, having worked with thousands and thousands of business owners and real estate agents and mortgage lenders, not understanding their worth, Ajay, is one. And then, see, here's the thing. You look at the biggest guys on the internet, Frank Kern, Grant Cardone, Russell Brunson, those guys are big time marketers. So when you start seeing those guys out there and you see them making their billions of dollars, then I'm just going to do what they did. And I'm going to start running ads and building funnels and leads. It's all about leads. Everywhere I look, just learn how to generate more leads. The problem is, Ajay, that these small business owners like you and I, who have just solopreneurs up to 10 employees, you want to see a business implode, because I've seen it many times. Just take a real estate agent. They spend $5,000 a month on lead gen. There's not a human being alive who can handle that many leads, number one. So they over advertise, and then they implode. The stress, they're trying to download this software to chase this people, to build follow-up systems. And then leads obviously are really hard to close. They're going on these listing appointments, and you got to go on 5 times more listing appointments, and they burn out, and they're not making money. Then they don't have the money anymore to spend on leads, and now they're broke, and they don't know what to do. Then they become hopeless. Referrals are much slower. It takes a lot more time. You got to have a lot of coffee meetings. As an example, in my wife's real estate business, we have one mortgage lender who has sent us close to 70 deals in the last 3 years. One person. 70 deals. Hasn't cost me $1. We met her. We took her to lunch. And now we have this beautiful relationship. We have a money coach that we do about a deal, 1 or 2 deals a month with. So, and then referrals, if 2 or 3 or 4 come in a month and your close rate's pretty much 100%, and you're in real estate and you're closing 4 deals a month, you're doing very well. So leads are good. There's nothing wrong with leads, Ajay, if you have a really good pre-screening process. I don't like the back end where they ask for discounts. They're harder to close. There's no trust. When a money coach says, hey, Ajay, we're looking at your finances. You're not diversified enough. You better call Marcella Silva and talk to her about investing in land. They're like, okay, where's the number? When Marcella gets the phone call, it's Marcella, my money coach told me to call you. They're ready to go. They're chasing you, not the other way around.
Right.
So I think everybody thinks leads and referrals are the same thing. Leads. It's a lost art. Just like what's going on with phones, everybody's texting, they're losing the art of the conversation. I think a lack of understanding of what a referral is, because all the big time marketers out there are pushing leads so they can sell their courses and all that. Well, since I'm a referral guy and I'm not a marketing guy, it's kind of a lost art. It's a dying art. Everybody thinks leads, but there's an underground successful people who you sit down with and they go, knocking on doors, are you insane? Cold calling, are you insane? Running ads, are you crazy? I can't handle the business coming in from my happy past clients and from financial planners and estate planning attorneys. They send me so much business. I don't have time to look for business. I'm trying to figure out who I want to do business with and who I don't, because I have so much coming in. So it's a lack of understanding of the difference between leads and referrals and how to get referrals. Sorry for the long answers, but I'm passionate about it. Been doing this 18 years, and it's something that's not understood.
You mentioned this, the people don't understand between leads and referrals. So is this the biggest mistake? So if we want to list some of the common mistakes that people make that result in less than desired quality of people coming to ask for a business, what are those common mistakes businesses do?
So if we want to stick, we could stick with financial planners or any industry, but real estate is just one that a lot of people kind of understand. So I like to use real estate. So number one, door knocking, because all the big coaches teach door knocking for an example. So anytime you cold call and then someone, maybe you're talking to somebody on the phone or door knocking, you're standing on their porch and they say, hey, I think my brother's interested. Well, as soon as they get the name, I think my brother's interested, and they get the phone number and call them, they think that's a referral. Ajay, that's barely a lead.
Right.
No, it's kind of a repeat of what we said, but it's a lack of understanding. A lead is, hey, I think someone's interested, or hey, Ajay, I was on the radio show and I heard you mention something about a payroll company. I'd like to learn more. That's great. You generated a lead. You hooked them. Yeah. But it's still a lead.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to take the same person. I'm going to teach you how to turn a lead into a referral right now. And I didn't even think about this until just now. So that same guy says, hey, I think my brother's interested. If you pull out a document and you say, awesome. How old is he? Where does he live? Does he have any kids? Is he married? What has he said regarding homes? And it goes, he was mentioning his wife is getting a little bit upset because she doesn't have a home office. So they're looking to get a larger home. Ding, ding, ding.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where they live. Great. What's he do for a living? Oh, he does this. He used to do this. He used to do this. You get all this information, Ajay. You fill out it's a long form, and you get all that filled out. Then you go on Facebook and LinkedIn and you do a little recon. You're not going to go when back in the war times, they just didn't go and attack a country. They did research. They sent people there and did research. The same thing when you're working on in business. You go on LinkedIn and you go on Facebook. And Ajay, if I see pictures of you with your dog and I know you ski and I see pictures of you skiing and I might see you hiking, when I have all of this information, that's as close to a referral as we can get from a friend and family or relative. And then when I'm talking to you on the phone, I'm going to drop, my wife likes to ski and I'm going to try to build rapport. I'm going to back up or pause there and go, here's where you get real referrals. If I'm a real estate agent and I teach a CPA how to send me referrals, the CPA is going, Ajay, we're looking at your finances. I know you want to buy rental properties and that's awesome. You need to call Rick Silva because he's the best real estate agent in town. You contact me and say, I got somebody contacting you. Ajay, can you tell me this, this, and this, and this, and this about him? And I find out everything I can. I do the same Facebook and LinkedIn thing. Do my research. Here's the biggie. One was a brother to a brother. He may not like his brother, but that's as close as we can get to a referral. On this side, a trusted advisor, someone's CPA said, call Rick Silva. I got all the same information. I did all the same recon. Plus, it wasn't his brother who he may not like. It's his trusted advisor said, contact him. And I have a full document filled out. That's a referral. Where a lead is click a button here and click a button there. And so referrals are fully qualified and generally sent by a trusted advisor. And people people listening to this are going, I've never even heard of this. I mean, I've coached 5,000 people and 100 of them really get it. Because it leads anybody who needs to buy a home, and they get all excited, but that's where they waste their time, Ajay, because leads are so hard to close.
So how does your course helps the business owners? Like some of the things you mentioned, like covers this is an overview, right? Like what you were just saying.
Yeah.
So, but can you elaborate, like, say if I'm interested in your course and I register, what will happen?
Yeah, the course has 12 parts. So teaching the foundation of networking, because some of the things we're talking about even here about how to get a referral, it's the roof on the house. We got to have a foundation, and we got to have the walls, and we got to have the electrical, that we have to have the flooring, the carpets, the roof. It's a whole big picture. So the One Referral Away course teaches the whole picture. What is networking, the mentality behind it, what to do at networking events, mixers, what to say, how to get in and out of conversations, how to get testimonials, the whole basis of how to build a referral-based practice. I have a separate course that teaches the more advanced stuff, but this course teaches the basics of networking. Someone's coming out of a corporate job and they don't even know where to turn. This course would make them the most knowledgeable networker that they'll ever meet.
So it's more in terms of like how in-person networking should be done, how to go through the coffee meetings, how to basically educate our partners, how to find out hot referrals for us.
Everything up to the power partner part. So this initial course teaches you human interaction, whether it's your family members, people you meet at mixers. It teaches the interaction on how you get people to go, that's interesting. I might know someone. The advanced course then teaches people how to network with the power partners in the spheres of influence. The first one, we got to understand what networking is before I can teach that. I can't teach you how to run if you're still crawling. We got to walk first.
So there are various types of courses that you are teaching.
Yeah, but this main one is the I won't even let anybody know about the second one without knowing about the One Referral Away networking course to learn how to network. So I don't even have the other one on the website. OneReferralAway.com only has this one course. And then I work with people, get one-on-one coaching with it. And that's when I talk to them more about it. I'm very hands-on.
Got it. So it's more, they need to be ready. But even with this One Referral Away course, they will get immense value in terms of.
Oh my God. It's in my opinion, Ajay, it's the most advanced networking course in the world. I mean, having purchased every book, dozens of courses on networking, it's everything you need to know about networking, top to bottom, A to Z. The only part it doesn't cover is If I teach a real estate agent how to sit down with a mortgage lender and how they're going to build referral business back and forth, that's the next step. We got to learn how to network first. None of that's going to work. I mean, the approach emails, how to get people to chase you. All of the scripting for all the approach emails is also in the course. It's a lot. It's probably nonstop talking for 8 to 9 hours. It's a lot with all the slides. It's a lot.
A lot of times we don't realize actually that we are networking all the time. The question is, are we doing it effectively or not?
Right.
Even if we are talking with our family members, in a way, we are negotiating. Even if we are going for a dinner, we are negotiating which restaurant to go.
Right.
It comes to discussions and all,
Yep.
and you influence people in a positive way when you know how to network properly.
Yeah, there's something called the indirect sales approach. And one is selling to everybody you meet. So if you run into somebody who's with, I won't name any of them, with a network marketing company, they're all taught the puke factor. If they're within 6 feet and you can puke on them, sell them your stuff. And then you see those people coming. We want to be the person that when you show up, people are running to. That's called the indirect sales approach. That's the basis of the course, the networking course. A salesperson, people run away when they see you coming. A networker, they run to you. So I'm going to teach you how to get people to run to you.
Creating more value so people feel, oh, I want to be with this person. Correct. Because this person is offering me something rather than just trying to push me for a sale.
Yeah. So one of the big things that's taught in there, Ajay, is when you go to, and they're coming back, we had COVID, but evening time mixers, your friend and mine, Carol Marshall, used to watch me. I'd walk in and I would be an e-ticket ride for people old enough to understand Disneyland. There'd be two wide, 10 deep, waiting to talk to me at a mixer where other people are being repelled. They're hiding in the corner. They're drinking wine. I would have a Disneyland ride waiting to meet me. It's because of the techniques and what I did and what I said and how I did introductions that people go, you got to meet Rick. You got to meet me. And I was standing at a seminar saying that, and Carol Marshall, where's raising her hand? She goes, 500 people in the room. She's raising her hand. She goes, Rick's not lying. I used to watch him do it. So when you network properly, people should be chasing you. And that's what I'm going to teach you, is because if you're chasing people, the mentality is not correct.
You have already mentioned so many things so far, but I'm going to ask you that, say a scenario where you go into a hall and there are hundreds of business owners, and you've been told, okay, teach them only 2 things that you think will be most beneficial for those people. So what would be those 2 things and why?
Yeah. So let's back up and lay a foundation, and I'll knock it out of the park. Let's say, name any industry, and this isn't planned out. You name any industry that's general in the networking group, and I'm going to use that person. I'm going to coach that virtual person.
Okay. So let's talk about an insurance agent.
Perfect. PNC, like property casualty insurance.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So property casualty insurance agents like to network with real estate agents so they can write the home loan. Write the insurance. So I'm going to be a property casualty insurance agent. When you go to a mixer and there's 100 people, there might only be 5 or 6 or 7 real estate agents in the room, right? So if I'm an insurance agent, I really should only be meeting financial planners, CPAs, and real estate agents and mortgage lenders. Those 4. Kind of, there's a few more, but let's use those 4. So when I walk in, do I want to meet with a piano instructor? Do I want to meet a carpet cleaner? Probably not. Not when I only have a limited time to be there. So what I used to do, Ajay, is I would walk in. Now, if I was I'll be an insurance agent. I would walk in. There's ambassadors at every chamber mixer, for instance. I would walk up to a chamber ambassador, and I've done this 1,000 times. If I knew them really well, put my arm around. You got to be careful now, but stand next to them and point at the room and go, you need to hire a real estate agent. Who you're hiring. In an instant, Jim Smith right there. Guess who I'm walking over to? At the mixer, I'm going to walk over to Jim Smith. Jim, my name's Rick Silva. I'm an insurance agent. I know you're a real estate agent because I just talked to XYZ at the front of the building, and they said you're the best real estate agent in the room. Put the person on a pedestal. Education number 1, tip number 1 for going to a mixer. Think of 3 or 4 industries you want to meet with, and then go up to an ambassador and say, the best CPA in the room. You're going to hire them right now. Who is it? That guy. That's who I'm going to go talk to. So that's tip number 1. Just don't start walking up to random people. That's number 1. Tip number 2, Jay, have a business, which it's funny because I'm talking to you. I'm on camera, even though
Right.
this is only audio. I'm holding up a business card in my hand. I'm going to take the person's business card when they're speaking to me, and I'm going to take notes on the back of their card. And when they're done speaking, I'm going to feed back what they said, and then they're going to pass out, because most people at mixers go, and they're waiting for Ajay to finish, so then they can tell you what they do, because all they care about is selling you their stuff. So if we slow down, we take notes on the back of the card, we feed it back. Ajay, you said you do this, you like this, you specialize in this. Wow. So in my travels, if I run into people that match this, I'm going to be sure to send them your way, and then they're going to pass out on the floor. So be very selective on who you talk to at events, and then take notes on the back of their card and feedback what they said when they're done. That's it.
Awesome. No, that's really cool, because again, by doing this, you're not pushing for what you are doing. You are listening what they are doing and building that trust and the liking, because then that person will definitely like, because you are paying attention to what that person is offering.
Yep. And I wish they could have seen some of the visuals I was doing. I was forgetting we're just on radio, because I'm waving my arms around and doing all this. But 100%, when you take notes and feedback, it's forcing you to listen. It's proving you listened. And it's funny, Ajay, you can go networking at an event and let somebody talk for 3 minutes straight, and you take notes, and then you speak for 15 seconds, and they're going to go, you're the greatest guy I've ever met. Oh my God. I've never met anybody like you. Because you let them talk, because everybody just wants to talk. I love talking. I love being interviewed like this, so I can talk. But in a networking environment, I flip it. I make them speak 80. I speak 20. Everything's 80-20. Everything in the world is 80-20. So if they speak 80 and I speak 20, they're probably going to start asking me, when can we meet again? When can we meet for coffee? How do you think I've had, maybe 6,500 one-on-one coffee meetings? Oh,
this is profound.
Yeah.
So Rick, if people want to reach you, what is the best way to contact you?
So we have 3 ways. One Referral Away at gmail.com. We have www.onereferralaway. And if you want to see me, go to YouTube, and the YouTube channel is One Referral Away.
That's very easy to remember. So listeners, if you want more information, or you have any question, or want to have a discussion, or want to see what he is doing, what he's offering, I have seen some of his videos, so you will get a lot out of it. So very easy to find him on the internet. So Rick, we are almost at the end of the show, and before we wrap it up, any final comments or suggestions you have for our listeners, especially any small business owners out there listening to this?
Yeah. Depending on how they got affected by COVID, have hope, always try to work on your worth. And I say that because I see so many people chasing leads around and cold calling and door knocking and getting stood up for appointments. And you're more valuable than that. You have, you have more to offer the world than chasing people around. There's nothing more fulfilling than when the phone rings and someone says, I just got off the phone with my trusted advisor, and they told me to call you, and I need your help. So you have one side of it where people are chasing leads around and it looks desperate. And you have another side where people like me are so busy with referrals coming in that I cannot serve everyone. And I'd like to see more people living that life than placing ads on the internet and chasing people around and all that. So that's all I'm geared for, Ajay. I'm geared to teach people how to make money and get more referrals. So I'm profound maybe in the one piece of this world of understanding referrals as opposed to leads, because I'm so passionate about referrals and having worth. Chasing people around is demoralizing.
It has been an absolute pleasure, Rick, talking to you.
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure the listeners will benefit by listening to this conversation.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Reach out anytime.